Wait, what did you just say? Let's try that again. Hey everybody, Renegade 67 and or 8 here with some more Let's Play Fate Stay Night of the Blind variety. Arousal is the psychological and physiological state of being awoken or of sense organs stimulated to point of perception. Sex is what you mean. All I heard was sex. Hi everybody, Renegade 68, this is more Fate Stay. So we're fading. Let's go stay. So yeah, Ren's all confused because we don't have a magical crest thingy, because normally they do, but she does, but she didn't know that I don't.
いや、魔術刻印はないって言ったんだが、親父は持ってたみたいだけど、譲られはしなかった。
Well, I said I don't have this magic crest thing. I think father had one, but he never gave it to me. Tosaka gasps and then nods to herself. Oh yeah? About what?
通りで素人同然のわけだ。じゃあ本当に一からやってるのね。なら確かにしょうがないか。
No wonder you're an amateur. So you're really doing things from the very beginning. Yeah, then I guess it can't be helped. I'm a little confused here, cause can't you like sense magic? Like, didn't you not sense Shiro because he doesn't have magic? And therefore, wouldn't you have known that he doesn't properly have magic? Maybe I don't know. Too many terms like magic and magi, but then there's magi and sorcerer. Too many terms. Too many terms spoil the fate.
父坂、俺に魔術刻印がないって、ずいぶん前に気がついてたんじゃないのか。
Oh hey, yeah. So I'm not crazy for thinking that. Tosaka, hadn't you realized that I don't have a magic crest?
そんなわけないでしょ。知ってたら一人でなんか行動させなかったわよ。そりゃ半人前だなって思ってたけど、魔術刻印がないならそもそも魔術師じゃないじゃない、シロは。
No way. I wouldn't have let you go out by yourself if I'd known. I mean, I'd been saying for a while that Shiro shouldn't be going out himself, but I guess he wasn't aware enough to realize how big of an issue that was, and never told Rin that he didn't have a crest, but I also thought she just knew. It's true that I thought you were unskilled, but if you don't have a magic crest, you're not even a magus. Okay. So, what does the term magus even mean? So magus just means someone who has a crest? Because, like, I do magic. Gosh. She gives a complaining look with a humph. Humph. But what is it? Her words have a warmness that sounds like relief, and it sounds as if she's envious that I'm not a magus. Because she doesn't... Oh, because, right, she doesn't want to be a magus. She thinks magic sucks. She's doing it because the Tosaka thing is to do it. But she doesn't want to do it, so she wished that her father didn't give her a crest because she feels like it's forcing her into the Grail War. I mean, I guess, but that's a little on the nose, and I wouldn't think she would consciously react.
まあいいわ。そういうことなら一から説明してあげる。魔術刻印が何なのかを知るってことは、魔術師ってものを知るってことだから。
Oh well. In that case, I'll explain things to you from the very beginning. Understanding the magic crest means understanding magi.
はい、シロはそこに座って。大事な話だから、ちゃんと腰を落ち着かせて聞くこと。
Alright, you sit there. It's an important lesson, so listen up.
ここでいいのか。よし、始めてくれ。
Here's fine? Alright, go ahead. Unless Shiro's perception of Rin is getting high enough that he's starting to notice this. Starting to notice... Oh, well, I suppose it was inner monologue. I suppose... I guess that's a fair assessment, but that would imply that Shiro has some smarts about him, and that's kind of hard to believe. I look into Tosaka's eyes with determination. She must appreciate my seriousness as she nods in satisfaction.
じゃあ簡単な話から入るけど。
I'll start off with something simple. Wait, are you teaching me something or just telling me how things work?
魔術を使うのに必要なものが魔力だってことは知ってるわよね。魔術さえ発動させられるなら、それらはすべて魔力と言い換えても差し支えはないわ。
You know what magical energy is. You know that magical energy is what you need to use magic, right? You can actually refer to anything that can activate magic as magical energy. Okay. couldn't we call it, isn't there a shorter verb than magical energy? Like, let's just say energy. Menergy for short. Menergy. Not womenergy.
魔力の種類は千差万別。
There's an infinite variety of magical energy.
自分だけの精神力を持って魔術を使用する者もいれば、自分以外の対価を持って魔術を使用する者もいる。
There's some that perform magic using the force of will, and there are some that use magic by paying a price other than themselves. Uh-huh. And Shiro's too poopy to use either? He has to, like, put a knife in his back or whatever he does? Lance, I think, technically, which is fitting because Lancer shot through the heart.
ここまでは知ってるでしょ？
You know this much, right? I don't think he knows that much. I really don't.
ああ、マナとオドのことだろ。マナが自然、世界に満ちてる魔力。オドが個人が生成できる魔力だ。
Oh, yeah, we did hear about this. You mean the mana. Oh, let's just call it mana then, instead of magical energy. That's much better. Oh, wait, never mind. There's two terms. That's right. Mana, large source, and the ode. God, what is that? Small source, right? The large source, the magical... Can't it just be both mana? Like large mana and small mana? Jeez. The large source is the magical energy in the world that fills nature. The small source is the magical energy that people can create themselves. Okay.
そうそう、よくできました。じゃあ、そのマナを用いた魔術から順に説明しましょう。
That's right, well done. Then let's start with magic that uses the large source. Okay, so that's mana. So that's nature around us.
いいシロ、積み重ねた歴史が浅い魔術師。要するにシロのことね。は、すでに形あるものを持って魔力となすの。
Okay, Magi without a long history. That would be you, Shiro. You're the dum-dum. And the dum-dum physically and the dum-dum mentally. Well, physically, okay, when I say physically, I mean magical physically, not physically. He's actually kind of strong-ish. Use something that already has form to make magical energy.
これは古くからシステムとして確立している儀式。供物を持って神秘と接触する方法よ。
This is a method established as a process in ancient times using offerings and rituals to make contact with the divine mystery. Divine mystery? We're going to skip the regular mystery and go straight to the divine mystery? Okay, sounds a little hardcore. Doesn't she already do this? Is this the same thing as putting the lance on his back, or is this something else that'll make it a lot easier?
自身の力だけでは足りないから、代価を用意して取引するというフォーマルクラフト。
They prepare a price to pay since their powers are not sufficient. This is called the formal craft.
これなら術者の魔力が希薄でも魔術は作用する。何しろ使用する魔力は自分からではなくマナから借り受けるものだから、術者はただ儀式を行うだけでいい。
This way, magic can be activated even if the caster's magical energy is sparse. Caster, where? This is because the magical energy used comes not from the caster, where, but from somewhere else. So the caster, gosh, you keep saying, where are they? Where's the last serf? Only need to perform the ritual.
けどまあ、こういうのは知識がないとできないからね。シロにはまだ無理だし、そもそもこういう血生臭いのは向いてないわ、あなたには。
But, well, you can't do it if you don't have the knowledge. Well, then, I'll learn the knowledge. Crash course. Let's do it right now. Shiro's head is empty-ish, so I think he's got a lot of room to learn some knowledge. It's impossible for you right now, anyway. Such a bloody method doesn't suit you. You know, how do you know it suits me? Have you seen me naked? Do you know what size of suiting I am?
だな。俺も鳥の生贄とか魔法陣を敷いて一晩中祈るとかそういうのはやりたくない。
Right, I also don't want to sacrifice a chicken or... That'd be funny imagining magic actually being used that way. Or spend the whole evening praying in a magic circle.
でしょ？
Desho, indeed.
じゃあこれは置いといて、次はオド。つまり魔術師個人の力で行う魔術のこと。
Putting that aside, next is the small source. So, in other words, magic that is cast using the Magi's own power.
もう言うまでもないと思うけど、これが私やあなたの基本的な魔術講師よ。
I don't think I need to explain, but this is the basic use of magic for someone like you and me. Uh-huh. But you're like super special, so you're... But wait, no, I suck, so I can't even use me. So I have to use others, but you can use you and others, but would normally use you because you have a you, whereas I don't have a me, so I would use others. but I'm not gonna use others because I don't have any chickens to sacrifice. Shinji may have the formal craft thing down. Only requires knowledge. Yeah, it's true. He said he was knowledgeable, so he may be able to do the arts and crafts. Correct. That is correct. That is a correct theory. Your theory is objectively correct. I agree.
白の強化は他者の力を借りないでする自身の魔術回路だけを頼りにした魔術でしょ
Your strengthening is a magic that relies on your own magic circuit, not in borrowing anyone else's power, right? Maybe. You tell me, you're the expert. I nod. Oh, I guess Shiro does know. But does he really know? Does he know enough to know if he knows? It seems the conversation is going into the main point.
その自分だけの魔力を生成する機能魔術回路っていうのは先祖代々受け継がれる遺伝体質なの
The function that creates magical energy for you, the magic circuit, is hereditary constitution. Wait, hereditary? As in, wait, that means... I know words. That means passed down from generation to generation, hereditary, so... So wait, you're saying my biological parents, not Kiritsugu, but my biological parents also could do strengthening? Is that what we're getting at here? Or in theory they could do strengthening, but they were muggles like me, so they also couldn't, but if they could, it would also be strengthening? Is that what I'm getting at?
魔術回路は何代も重ねて鍛え上げられより強さを増して子孫に継承されるわ
The magic circuit is trained over many generations and passed on to the descendants, becoming more powerful. Okay, so are we going to learn anything at all about Shiro's real parents? Is there going to be some big plot twist? I was starting to think we would just never reference it, but it seems like now we are going to, if it's hereditary?
魔術師の家系の子供はそれだけで魔術に適した人間ってわけフェアじゃないけど私とシローはスタート地点からして違うってことよ
The child of a magi lineage is already fit to use magic just because of that. It's not fair, but it means we're different from the start. It's not fair, Mommy! Why was I born a muggle, Mommy?
それは知ってる。気にしてないから話を続けていいぞ。
I know that. I don't care, as in you don't care about your hereditary genes and where it came from. You don't care about your former family. You can continue on.
別に気にしてなんかないけど
I don't really care either, but yeah, you totally care. You care. You say you're not care, but you care. I think Shiro legitimately doesn't care. I think. But, or if Shiro does care, then his caring is even more deep down than your caring, which I think does exist, but is more deep down. But less deep down, but is deep down. So when I said more, that was an incorrect turn of phrase.
まあいいわそれでねそういった魔術回路とは別にその家系が代々鍛え上げてきた秘伝の魔術っていうのがあるのよ
Oh well, anyways, other than this magic circuit, there's also a secret magic that the family trains over the generations.
さっきの宝石と似てるかな一つの魔術を極めるとね魔術師にはその魔術が手に取れるようになるの
It's kind of like that jewel earlier. Once one masters a magic, a magus can put their hands on that magic. Okay, touching. Sounds kinky.
本来なら形のないただの公式に過ぎない魔術を手に取れる感覚ってわかる
Do you know the feeling of putting your hands on a magic that is naturally just formulas and has no shape? No, but I want to make a sex joke. So go on.
わからないが、体の一部になったようなものなんだろうな。手に取れるっていうことは。
I don't know, but I assume it's like it's part of your body if you can put your hands on it. Part of your body. Sex joke!
ご名答
Exactly.
扱われる式という域を超えてもはや自分自身となった魔術っていうのは形に残せるのよ
The magic that goes beyond the level of formulas and becomes part of yourself can be left in form. Formula, like baby formula. Oh shoot, Shiro's a baby confirmed.
それは不安定な魔術を確立させる偉業であり同時にその魔術師が生きた証でもある
It's a great deed that establishes an unstable magic and at the same time is proof the magus existed. Huh, this is confusing. Wait, let me try to re-understand this. Anyways, other than this magic circuit, a secret magic. Secret magic, kind of like, oh, the jewel. So that's, everybody has their own special magic. But only in the wait, but I thought that was Shiro's essentially special magic was his strengthening? Or is this the strengthening? What are we talking about? Once one masters a magic, a magus can put their hands... Uh-huh. when it's less math and more instinct. But I'm not good at instincts. Give me more math.
で、魔術師は死ぬ間際に自分が成し得た偉業を刻印として後継者に譲るのよ。これをやるから自分が成し得なかった地点に到達しろ。もしかしたらわしが残した刻印が何かの役に立つかもしれんってね。
Verge of death. I got the line out. And the Magus on the verge of death hands down this great. Oh, hands down this. I was gonna say hands down this great accomplishment in a crest. Like saying, I give you this to reach the realms I could not reach. Perhaps this crest I will give you might offer some help. Okay, so we're like being the avatar, but instead of accessing past god people that are us, we're accessing our past family members? Ish. Hello, Inohanyu.
まあ残した方も残された方もそんな刻印が何の役にも立たないって分かってるんだけどさ。
Well, the one handing it down and the one receiving both know the crest is of no help, though. Huh? The crest isn't any help? Now you're confusing me. What?
それだけすごい刻印なのに何の役にも立たないのか。
It's such a great crest and yet it's useless?
立つわよ。普通に魔術師やってれば刻印一つで左打ちはっていうぐらい役に立つわ。
It is useful. If you're a normal magus, it's so useful that one crest will provide you ease and comfort. Okay. Wait, but you said it's meaningless. Or what word did you technically use? Handing it down of no help. It's no help. Well, how is it no help if it's
まあけどそれは自動車をもらったようなものなのよ。どんなに地上を速く走れても月にはたどり着けないんだから。
It's like inheriting a car. No matter how fast you can travel on the ground, you can never reach the moon. Well, that's assuming reaching the moon is your goal. Rin, do you want to reach the moon? Because I mean, inheriting a car is pretty great. Cars are expensive. You know, sorry that it's not an astronaut rocket. Sorry you didn't inherit a rocket. If you reach the moon with your rocket, you'd just be like, well, that's cool and all. I still can't travel through time. You'd always find some new excuse, Rin. Is that just who you are? Mage's family seems to give both just magical energy with their magic circuits, also with this magic crest, also gives types of instinctual magic. Uh-huh. Sounds like a lot of humbo jumbo.
いいから話の続き。
It doesn't matter. It's just my dreams of space travel. Let's get back to the topic at hand.
もう分かったと思うけど、その刻印っていうのが魔術刻印なの。
What you need is an Ava, so that I can fly you to the moon and let you wish upon the stars. I think you already know by now, but the crest is the magic crest. Sure.
その家柄の当主が一生をかけて完成させた魔術を刻印にして子孫に譲り、子孫はさらに次の魔術を完成させて刻印を増やし、また子孫に継承する。
The head of the family puts the magic he devoted his life to into the crest and passes it on, and the descendant completes another magic, increasing the crest, and passes it on again. So it gets stronger and stronger each time, so each descendant gets to cheat even harder.
そうして複雑さを増し、深い歴史を刻んだものが魔術刻印。魔術師にとって逃れようのない縛りってこと。
It grows more complex like that, and a deep history is engraved into it. That is the magic crest, a chain that the Magus cannot free themselves from. Even if they wanted to?
つまり魔術刻印にはその家系の全てが記録されているってことか。
So everything about that family is recorded in the magic crest. I think that's pretty telling about Rin's true intentions, a chain the Magus cannot free themselves from. Because you probably want to free yourselves from it, but you're like, no, I am Tosaka, therefore, I am Tosaka before I am Rin, which is fitting because in Japanese they say the family name first. Roggle, roggle, roggle.
ああ、それは違う。家系の記録はちゃんと書物で残してるわよ。
Oh,
魔
that's
術
wrong.
刻印にあるのは単純に魔術だけなの。
Chigaoyo, the record of the family is just left on paper, like, you know, like regular people. Only the magic is recorded.
勝手に呪文詠唱をしてくれたり、自分が習得していない魔術も使えたりするだけ。
It can cast spells automatically and allows you to use magics that you have not acquired yet. Oh shoot, so you could use like Fireball at first level? That's crazy.
わかりやすく言えば、自分の体に魔法陣を刻んでいるようなものかな。
To put it simply, it's like carving a magic circle onto your body. Yeah, I can see that. Like, she's the only Tosaka, and she doesn't want to disappoint all the generations of Tosaka, so she feels she has to, you know, make the magics work. It's really a shame that she's an only child. Maybe if her father got a little busier, maybe had a few extra kids, then the magic descendant could have not been her. He could have chosen someone else, because she clearly is not a fan, but, you know. Ooh, what you say? I know, I forget exactly what Shinji said about how when you have a kid, if you have more kids, they're not given any, but I feel like, is that a hereditary thing where automatically the magic crest gets passed on, or do you choose? Because if you choose, and your first kid just doesn't want any part of it, you could always just give it to your second kid. Father too busy magicking yeah, only one fuck. Whoever, Shinji's father at least had enough time for a second fucking. Anyways, to put it simply, it's like carving a magic circle onto your body.
それじゃあさ、別に刻印は誰に刻んでもいいってことにならないか。魔法陣なら形さえ知っていればいくつでも描けるじゃないか。
Doesn't that mean you can carve the crest on anyone? You can draw a magic circle as many times as you want if you know the shape of it. Uh-huh.
それがそういうわけにもいかないのよ。
It's about the soul. It's not just with the shape. It's the shape with the shape. It's like a fingerprint. It's a magical fingerprint. Ish. Magical DNA print.
魔術刻印っていうのはね、生き物みたいなものなの。臓器を移植することに近いわ。
The magic crest is like a living thing. It's almost like transplanting organs. If that's the case, we could just wipe it off of the one guy and put it on the other guy. Could we copy and paste it? Could we take a stamp of it? Could we cut out this, like if it's on their arm, for example, could we just cut off that chunk there? Just to get a little gross for a second. We cut off that chunk of their arm and then put it on someone else's arm. Would it work? Because that's what transplanting an organ. Of course, they have to be matching. That's right. The donor has to match. They have to all be the same. But still, generally, you can match more than just in your family line. You know, in theory, if we're going to take that analogy of organ transplanting. But anyways.
臓器は一つしかないものだから、何人かに分け与えるとか写本するとか、そういったことはできないの。心臓を二つに分けても意味ないでしょ。
There's usually only one of an
分けて
organ.
も機能しなくなるだけなんだから。
Except for, you know, the you-know-what organ that there's two of and you have a second one of and you don't need it. But anyways, so you can't give it away to numerous people or make copies of it. There's no point in dividing the heart into two, right? Even if you separate it, it just stops functioning. It just stops functioning.
そうか。確かに。それじゃあ、遠坂にもその刻印は移植されてるのか。
I see, you're right. Then you had that crest planted into you too? Magically transplanted? Magically delicious!
移植ってのは我ながら後ろ向きな例えだったわね。
Well then don't use the term! I guess the term transplant was a bad example.
私の場合は左腕。肩から手までびっしりね。ただ、魔術刻印は使わなければ浮かび上がらないから、霊樹と違って隠す必要はないわ。
I guess the term transplant was a bad example. In my case, it's on my left arm from my shoulder to my hand, but the magic crest won't show up unless I use it. There's no need to hide it, unlike the command spell. Uh-huh. It's like ingrained in you, so it only shows up if... Okay, I gotcha. That's nice. Can I get a look at it?
まあ、そんなわけだから、魔術師の家系っていうのは一子相伝だったりするの。
So, well, that's why a family of magi is succeeded by only one descendant. I mean, sure, but that doesn't mean the other descendants can't also do some magical stuff. But whatever. They just wouldn't be super hot, but you know.
その家に兄弟がいた場合、どちらかは魔術を教えられずに一般人として暮らすのが常なのよ。だって魔術刻印を渡せないんだから、魔術師として大成されてもあまり意味がないもの。
That thinking seems rather backwards. If the family happens to produce brothers or sisters, what if they're twins? Do you flip a coin to decide who gets it? Who technically came... I guess technically one of them will always come out first. It is common for the rest of them to live normally without learning about magic. So you can't give them the magic crest, there's not much point even if they succeed as a magus. I feel like that's backwards thinking. Instead of, oh, if this person wants to be the magic, then we let them be the magic. It's, oh, since we already have someone who is the magic, we're not going to waste their time with the magic. They wouldn't be able to be very good at it anyways. No point in even letting them know that they could potentially magic, because they'll never, you know, they don't have the responsibility of the crest. If they don't have the responsibility of the crest, then the best life they can live is just to not know the magic. It just seems so backwards, as if the magic society as a whole realizes that just wanting to do magic sucks. And carrying on the tradition, you're doing it just because you don't want to break the tradition, but nobody even likes the fucking tradition. It's all about passing secrets down the line, just so you can continue to pass secrets down the line. Why waste resources and time on a person who won't even give more magic to the crest? I mean, who cares? It's not like they're going to give the crest back to you. They're going to give the crest to their kid. So why do you care if they don't give the crest to, like, stupid lineage mumbo-jumbo? There's not much point even to succeed as a magus.
ああ、それはシンジも言ってた。そうか。そういう理由でさくらは教えられなかったんだ。
Yeah, Shinji was saying that too, I see. So that's why they didn't teach Sakura. I guess. Seems like, you know, I don't know, to me magic seems kind of cool, and you could maybe learn magic and do some cool stuff with it even if you don't have the OP magic powers. But no, I guess if you don't have the OP magic powers, they just figure, well, you're a bother, or you deserve to live a good life. Unlike my first child deserves to carry on the line because tradition. The rest of my children get to live good lives though. It just seems so intrinsically wrong. And as if the Magic Society itself, by doing it that way, realizes it's wrong. But like, they gotta protect the lineage. Everybody's a Rin.
ええ。けど、マトウの家は何代か前から刻印の継承自体が止まってるわ。だから、シンジに教えられたのはマドウの知識だけなんでしょう。
Yes, but the inheritance of the crest itself stopped a few generations ago in the Mato family, so I assume Shinji was only taught knowledge of magic. Which also seems kind of backwards, because, like, I thought the whole point of not teaching them if they don't get the crest is that if the knowledge isn't enough to do much of anything, so you don't even bother teaching them the knowledge. I guess in the Mato family it's different, though, because even if they don't have the crest, they still want to carry on their traditions. They don't want to die just because they don't have the crest. They want to be a big deal. They want to hold on to the big dealness, so they still teach one of their kids it to carry on. But in that case, wouldn't you... It just seems like at that point it's tradition. It's kind of futile. But remember, Shiro being a shitty magic risks his life every day just training. You can do jack shit. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true, but that's different because, okay, you're right. I guess that's fair if you don't have a magic crest and you risk your life every day to do magics. But you'd think you could use one of the things, right? One of the arts and crafts that we're theorizing Shinji may have used. Arts and crafts. The family could be using the arts and crafts technique. I don't know. Seems a little silly. Seems like either you're doing it just for the crest, you're doing it for the lineage, but you do it with the crest for the lineage, and you need somebody to do it for the lineage. If the lineage is so important, you'd think you'd teach multiple people, even if they only do information and don't have the crest. Even if there's a main branch family and a main family and branch families. So what if you're magic? You're probably rich. You can get stuff to sacrifice. Anyways, just seems like magic is extremely inconvenient in this universe. And like, if it's so inconvenient, why do you guys still keep doing it? Just for the Grail or something? Gosh.
ほんと、そういう手合いが一番厄介なのよね。魔術ってものを実感できないくせに魔術を使おうって言うんだから。
Really, that type are the most troubling. They can't feel magic, but they still try to use it. Uh-huh. Shinji was only taught knowledge. That type are the most troubling? They can't feel magic, and you can't feel them because they're not magic. But Shiro barely counts as magic either. It seems like the inverse of Harry Potter. Like in Harry Potter, oh, everybody wants to be the magic, and when they're not the magic, they're like, oh. And if they're relatives of people that aren't magic, they're like, oh. But in Fate Stay Night, it's like, God, magic fucking sucks. Man, why can't you just be normal? Oh. Magic still does neat shit. Yes, even with all the inconveniences, but I don't think it outweighs the inconveniences. Seems like everyone hates it, and they only do it for tradition and maybe the Grail. And that's about it. It's the reverse Harry Potter. Why can't I be a muggle, Mommy? Why did I have to be born first? Cursing in a disappointed manner, Tosaka takes a deep breath.
さて、魔術を教えるってことだったけど、ちょっと予定が変わったわ。シローに魔術刻印がないんなら、違った方針を立てないといけないし。
Oh. Well, I was supposed to teach you magic, but the plans change. I'll have to come up with a different plan if you don't have a magic crest. See, I was wondering if that was a problem or not, but it seemed like it wasn't a problem, but you didn't know. We gotta really communicate our things sooner. Tradition is everything for Magus. Yeah, I would think eventually, though, one of the Maguses would just be like, this is stupid, and stop. That's why you gotta have multiple people to pass it on to. Because if you're only passing it on to, like, one person, eventually you're gonna hit a person who's like, this is stupid, and then the lineage will just end. Rin seems to be teetering on, this is stupid, but she's not quite there, so, which is the worst type, because they're gonna carry it on, but they're gonna hate their life the whole time, which is just sad. I think it'd be much better if she just said, this is stupid, and didn't bother, but being a Magus would have been a lot cooler and neater in the ancient past when being a Muggle was very bad, yeah, without all the technology. That's a fair point, because now that we have all the computers and science and gadgets, people dying real early compared to modern times, yeah. Being a Muggle is cooler nowadays.
うん。今夜はここでお開きにしましょう。明日までにはいろいろと用意しておくから、それまで待ってちょうだい。
Let's call it quits for tonight. I'll prepare some things for tomorrow, so please wait until then. Oh gosh, am I just going to be studying? Is it just knowledge? Do I just have to be a Shinji? Is this when we fusion dance? Eh?
遠坂がそう言うんならうなずくしかないんだが、なんだよ、そのいろいろ用意しておくって。
I can only agree, but what do you mean by preparing some things?
だからいろいろよ。刻印がないってことはあなたスイッチできないんでしょ。体の中身をいじるんだから、お薬とか矯正器具とか必要じゃない？
Just some things. If you don't have a crest, you can't switch, right? We're gonna tamper inside your body, so we need drugs and medical tools and things, and that's gonna let me use magic. Oh my god! Ah! I talked to the title of the video, Don't Do Magic Drugs, was a joke, because you were using the needle to give yourself magic. Because that's part of your magical lineage. But I made a joke about how it was drugs, but now she was actually gonna do the drugs. Yes! Oh, best game, 10 out of 10. Oh, yeah. Gosh. Fate Zero. You and your fancy, fatey stuff. Oh, that's going to be confusing to YouTube. It's just, you know, the Twitch chat's talking about Fate Zero, and if they should talk about Fate Zero, and it's like, only if I've talked about Fate Zero, and they're like, but he's talked about Fate Zero, but it's like, I haven't talked about all Fate Zero. Fate Zero review when? No, don't do drug, kids. Don't give them a bad message. Don't send the kids who aren't watching this video a bad message. I see you, kids. I see you. I'm doing that thing with my eyes where I stare at you awkwardly, but it may not be coming through because I have no face cam, but if I did, it would be awkward. And because I don't, it's even more awkward. Well, I really feel a chill there. Felt a chill. Only do drugs if you're magic.
なに？嫌だって言うんならやめるけど、その場合、私が教えてあげられることはなくなるわよ。
What? I'll stop if you don't want to, but in that case, there'll be nothing I can teach you.
いや、嫌だけど、頼む。
No.
の言い分は多分正しい。
I don't want to, but please, you're probably correct. All right, fine. Only do drugs if you're like not a Muggle, but you are a Muggle. Only do drugs if you're a Muggle that knows about magic, kids. Because if you're magic, you don't need drugs. And if you're a Muggle that doesn't know about magic, you don't need drugs, and you won't know about the magic drugs. Don't do regular drugs, only magic drugs, kids. Yeah, and only in wartime. Only magic drugs and only in wartime.
じゃあ、明日はそれで決まりね。
Expression changes. Then tomorrow's plan's decided.
そうだ。あなた、明日もセイバーと剣の鍛錬をするつもり？
Oh yeah, you're gonna be training with Saber again tomorrow. I don't know. Why? Did you want me to see you naked instead?
ああ、そうだけど、学校の結界も気がかりだけど、発動するまでまだ時間がある。
Yeah, I'm also worried about the boundary field at
少
school.
しは戦えるようになっていたいんだ。
But there's still time until it's activated. I want to be able to fight at least a bit by then.
まあいいけど、その割にはセイバーとはうまくいってないようじゃない？
That's fine, but it seems you aren't getting along with Saber too well in spite of that. I mean, yeah, but I think we sort of had a bonding moment recently. We're kind of bonding a bit more. It's just a little weird because I think of her as a real girl, and I've now seen her kind of naked. And she thinks of herself as not a real girl, and she thinks it doesn't matter if she's naked. And so it's a little awkward. It's just a little bit awkward. But I mean, really, okay, whatever. I was about to make a sexual joke, but I think I've made enough of those for 1 year. The funny joke is, the year's almost over. That's of course, that's the joke there would be that I wouldn't make any more sexual jokes in December, which is almost certainly a lie. But it might not be. It will be.
夕食前までは普通に話せてたのに、夕食から妙に黙り込んでたし。
You guys were talking normally before dinner, but you've been silent since dinner time. Yeah, that was because, like, I saw her naked, so, you know, it's a little weird, that's all.
念のために聞くけど、あなたたちうまくいってるんでしょうね。いざ戦闘って時に仲違いされたら、私たちまで被害を受けるんだから。
I'm asking to make sure, but everything's all right between you two, right? If you guys disagree during a battle, I'm gonna suffer as well. I mean, well, yeah, but that's if you're there. Is that why you were okay with Saber going alone and me not going and getting all pissy? Because she got all pissy? Because you weren't gonna be there? Grumble. It still makes me angry. But, no, we're fine. The only thing that might not be fine is I might picture her naked. So to fix that, I gotta picture you naked as well. Right? That's how that works, right? It's just that there was a small thing before dinner, and it's just a bit awkward. That's all, but are things really alright between me and Saber? I think I know a bit about Saber. I think you know her a little more personally. Having trained with her all body, I mean today. I can trust Saber as a booby, an ally. I can trust her as an ally. That's absolutely naked, absolute. But if you ask me how I think of her body beyond that, I mean, her beyond that, I can't readily penis. Answer! First of all, all my proper emotions were stolen away at that instant. Okay. Oh, sure.
難しいな。そういう遠坂はどうなんだよ。セイバーのこと好きなのか。
That's a difficult question. How about you, Tosaka? Do you like Saber? Come on, you want some... Oh, you know, like Saber... That's such an odd question. Do you like Saber? Do you like the servant of your enemy? I know you wish you had Saber, but do you like this particular Saber?
好きよ。だって嫌いになる要素がないじゃない。
I like her. There's no reason not to like her. That depends on who you ask. Clearly, Shiro has reasons not to like her. Shiro also would have arguably reasons not to like you, but they're like, you know, tsundere reasons. He does like you, but he doesn't. But he does. And it's sort of a similar thing with Saber, but not. It's different, but the same. But different, but the same. But different.
強いし、礼儀正しいし、綺麗だし。うちの皮肉屋とは大違いだわ。
She's strong, well-mannered, and beautiful. She's so different from my cynical guy. Oh my gosh, the Rin Saber ship is becoming so much stronger. Yes! She's so different from my cynical guy. I rather like your cynical guy, if I'm being honest. Can we switch? Can we trade? Shiro could use an archer in his life. He could use the cynical guy in his life because, I mean, Rin, you're helping somewhat with Shiro, but you're not helping enough.
そうか。遠坂はセイバーが好きなのか。
I see. So you like Rin just shit-talking Archer all day. Haven't even seen Archer since the gosh dang prologue. So you like Saber.
何よ。素直に好きな部類だって言っただけでしょ。あなたね、そのストレートな物言いは直しなさい。いろいろ敵を作りやすいから。
What? I just said that that's the kind of person I like. You should stop saying things so directly. You'll make more enemies that way. Ah, that's so great. I love it. Oh man, that's the kind of person she likes. Saber is so. I mean, what is the adjectives you use to describe her? She's strong, well-mannered. I think you're just idolizing her as a better version of you. Like, she's beautiful, well-mannered, you're well-mannered, you're strong, but you think you're kind of faking it because of the Tosaka name. But she's better at being those things. So you're a narcissist. Or you want to you like that because you want to be that. You think that's better than yourself, but you want to be that, so you like the ideal version of yourself. But it's idolization, it's not attraction, I don't think. Unless you like people that are like you, which would be birds of a feather, which isn't too weird. But, you know, if you're sticking with the opposite sex, then maybe that stands to reason that you'd still like me, but... Yeah, it could be like her mask coming to life. Like, that's what she wants to be. And seeing her like that, Rin's like, oh, I wish I could be a strong, beautiful, independent woman. Not realizing that she is already a pretty strong, beautiful, independent woman, but she that's how she appears anyways. So if Saber is acting the same way and just putting on a mask, you know, she could also be different on the inside, and Rin wouldn't know because she's also different on the outside. So it's like someone else is gonna look at you and be like, oh, I wish I was the strong, independent woman like you, Rin, not knowing that you feel that way on the inside as well. So it's, you know, it could all be a sham, is what I'm saying, Rin. So be careful what you idolize. You are what you kill. You're not a million-year-old ghost, Rin. Don't get jelly. Yeah, she's had a million years to work on that. And that complexion after a million years. Wow, what's her secret? You'll make more enemies that way. You should stop saying things so directly. You'll make more enemies that way.
お断りだ。もともと口下手なんだよ、俺は。
Oh, hey, he said a true fact. I refuse. I'm a poor talker by nature. That I agree with.
そうでしょうよ。嫌味とか皮肉とか口にしなさそうだものね、シロは。ええ、どうせ私のことなんて口うるさい嫌味なやつだとか思ってるでしょ。
I seem so. You don't seem like the kind to be sarcastic or cynical. Yeah, I bet you think of me as a loud, annoying person, right? I mean, I think if you... Well, It's interesting, because you said that you like the, well-mannered, strong, and all that of Saber. And it's like, Shiro liked you for those That's funny. Shiro does seem to like Saber, and Saber seems genuinely to be that kind of person, but Shiro also liked Rin. And I think he still likes Rin, but the like is different. It's more of a tsundere like now. Before, I think Shiro genuinely liked Rin for those qualities. So it's like you guys like the same qualities. Shiro liked you for those qualities, Rin, and then found out you didn't really have those qualities when he got to know you personally. Which is interesting. Because the thing is, Rin, you only come off as a loud, annoying person because you're letting your shield down, essentially. Your shields are not up right now in front of Shiro. Therefore, if you are thought of that way, it's because of your closeness, even if you don't realize that. Which is interesting. But it shows that she really does want to not be that. Even if she wants to be, that's her mask, is what Saber is, she still wants to be herself, not that. She just wants to be liked for being that and isn't used to being liked for being that? Shiro, for being a sexist person, seems to love strong women. Yeah, but he wants them to... He likes the strong women, he just wants the strong women to also fall into gender stereotype roles. Wait. Yeah. I mean, okay, not all of the stereotype roles. Just the ones that don't involve being a strong woman. Rin may be projecting her insecurities. Oh, I'm sure.
なんでさ、俺、遠坂が言う分には好きだぞ。なんかさ、そうじゃないと遠坂じゃない気がするし。
Is this gonna bring on a blush? I like the way you say things. It wouldn't seem like you if you weren't like that. There it is, there's the blush! Yup. I do like the real you. How does it make you feel? You were like, oh, I bet you don't like the real me, because I've shown you the real me. No, I do like the real you, Rin. I do. I like those blue eyes, for starters. I do like... Well, green is like my favorite color of anime hair and eyes. But what? Blue is almost green, so it's okay. I like that shade of blue. It's kind of turquoise-ish. There's a bit of green in there. Her eyes seem more turquoise, which is a combination of blue and green. And I like green. Anyways. Dash, dash, dash. And she looks away. That is the most tsundere thing. I love it. Oh. Tosaka looks away from me unpleasantly. I might have angered her. Are you kidding me? Did you not see the fucking blush? Learn anime tropes, Shiro. Ellipses. Well, beyond that, I'm a bit happy right now since Tosaka said she likes Saber. Oh, so you're not worried about her going? Oh, because you don't even think about the girl on girl, right? You think of everything in stereotypes. And girls do not like other girls. That's not stereotypical. Okay, and? What are we doing? The day ends. Oh, shoot. Kung Fu music. That's racist. I'm sorry. I like this music. I don't know why I said Kung Fu music, but I like this music. I feel uneasy with Saber sleeping next to me, so I escape to the shed once again. Oh my gosh, you're gonna get assassinated in there one of these days. In one of these pathways, it should happen. If everything is fair in the universe, one of these pathways, you should get assassinated sleeping in that shed instead of next to Saber. Ellipses. I stop walking and stare at the winter sky. It's not that it's exceptionally beautiful. Not like Saber. It just calms me when I blankly feel coldness of the winter. Okay, look, maybe this assassin isn't like that, but somebody tried to snipe us from the forest. Unless they were missing on purpose. But someone was trying to snipe us, so someone who's not actually assassin is trying to be assassin-y. So I think it's something worth worrying about to some extent. I don't know how long I did so. You mean you enjoyed the coldness of winter? I feel like I hear footsteps from within the darkness. Oh, shoot. Oh no, someone's coming to assassinate you, for reals though. Unless it's actually Rin or Saber. Who is it? There's no reply. Oh shoot, does Rin want to come sleepy sleep? Or does Saber want to come sleepy sleep? Or is Sakura come out of nowhere to sleepy sleep? Or maybe Ilya got through the field without being noticed because she's so strong. And she wants to sleepy sleep with her big bro. The footsteps come closer along with a sharp presence. Oh gosh, who's coming to sleep with us all sexily? I lower my waist and prepare so I can jump back anytime. Surprise Shinji butt sex. Oh no! I'm asking, who is it? There's no reply. Oh no! The lights are off. Things are about to get funky. The cause of the footsteps appears in front of me without stopping. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not Shinji. You're the person who I'm going to fuse with Shinji into. Alright, cool. Hi! Did our, boundary field ding at all? Or, if it did I not notice it? Or are you coming to teach me archery? Or are you coming to assassinate me because you think Rin should have killed me? Or do you just want to see me? Or did you come to thank me for sparing Rin? Huh? You're... He's the servant that was fighting Lancer that night at school. First time seeing you since the prologue. What's up, buddy? The red armored knight that Saber beat after she jumped over the wall. You're Tosaka's servant. Archer. Archer. The man raises the sides of his mouth a bit. Oh, shoot. Okay. And? What's up? Do you want something from me? Is this stranger danger? He smiled, so can I take that as an affirmation? Now what? Something annoys me. Which part? I mean, something annoyed Rin about him too, so I mean, I think there's a lot to annoy you. Personally, I think he's pretty great. I love the cynic. I love the snarky cynic. Feel irritated for no reason, or I should say, I can't get myself to like this guy. Oh my gosh, why? It's the same thing as Rin in that sense, but ah! I've never talked with him, nor has he attacked me. Well, maybe it's because You don't like people like yourself, and he is you from the future. You don't like that you'll grow up to be like that, and that when you're like that in the future, you're a much more mature person. And you can't possibly like the mature you of the future. If you did, you'd be mature in the present. Therefore, you're like, what the fuck is this fucker's fucking? Oh, of course, because he's you from the future, and he's just gotten part of his memory back. After getting attacked by Saber, he got part of his memory back and remembered that he's part Shiro. And so he came to take a look at Rin's servant, Saber's master, that is to say himself. And he got a look at himself, and he's like, oh yeah, that's right, that's me from the past. Wow, I sucked back then. Never talked to them, nor has he attacked me, but still, I understand the moment I see him face on. That he's you from the future, or am I reaching a little bit? I cannot approve of him. Oh my gosh, rude! There's no reason for it, but I just can't like him. That's so rude! Ah! You don't even fucking know him! You don't even know me. He doesn't like you. I don't like you either. It's just not me. It should be the same for Archer. It's not just me. So you guys just don't like each other? Is it because you're territorial of Rin? You like Rin, he likes Rin, you guys don't like that, you guys both like Rin, but you guys both like Rin because you're both Shiro! There can't be 3 people in this world who match me so badly. Wait, 3 people? I'm sorry, who's the other 2 people? Or are you saying he's one of them and there's 2 somewhere else in the... Or are you saying there can't be 3, so there's only 2, so he's the second one and you don't know where the first one is, so it's unlikely? Or are you saying the first one is Rin? Or is... Is there any... explain your words. He's someone like that to me, so it'll be no surprise if he's considered me irritating as well. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He's a snarky cynic, whereas you don't snark much and you're stupid. I mean, dense, to put it nicely.
何の用だ。傷が治るまで見張りに徹するんじゃないのかよ。
What? Weren't you going to confine yourself to keeping watch until your injury healed? Thinking Shiro will ever mature.
私の傷が治り次第、このくだらん協定も終わらせる。故に、お前と話すことなどないと、今まで傍観していたのだがな。
I mean, Shiro may mature biologically, but will he ever mature mentally? That's a hard thought to cross. Of course, I intend to do so. I will end this ridiculous cooperation once my wound heals. Oh, that is why have I remained as a spectator, believing that I have nothing to tell you. Interesting. So, like, this ridiculous cooperation. So you don't like teaming up with us, probably because you think Saber is strong and you don't want, especially because Saber knew they killed you in one blow. You'd love to take a chance to just assassinate me. Oh my gosh. You've put that in my head now, Archer. Why would you do that? Why would you be so blunt? Oh, what's your endgame here? You just come to tell me that you don't like me? So you wanted to just do it with Rin alone because you think you're strong enough to do it without cooperation, and you can tell that Rin likes you because of the whole... You can tell, probably because I can also tell, that Rin feels these weird feelings of liking Shiro, which is going to make it awkward when she has to fight Shiro. So you want to be here to keep Rin in check so that when it comes, you're willing to do it even if Rin's not. You don't want to disobey your master too hard because of the command spell that Rin did a while back, forcing total obedience. But also because it's true that Berserker is strong. But, yeah, I guess you're going to try to keep Rin in check if she does try to go for the feels by trying to... If she gets too wrapped up in her feels for me, she may not be able to correctly take me out. So you want to take charge of that. Is that what you're saying? What are you saying?
なんだ。遠慮しないで傍観してろ。俺もお前と話すことなんてない。
Don't hold back and stay as a spectator. I don't have anything to talk to you about either. And yet we're talking about this right now. Therefore, that is a thing to talk about.
そうしたいのは山々だが、見逃せないことがあってな。
As much as I'd like to do so, there's something I cannot overlook. Which part?
お前、サイバーには戦わせないらしいな。
It seems you're not letting Saber fight. Oh yeah, and does that strike a chord with you? Because if you're amnesia, because you remember not letting Saber fight because you're Shiro?
悪いかよ。
What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that exactly? Oh, I bet he has similar feels actually. Because he also tried to stop Rin from fighting. But Rin wanted to fight because she is also a strong, independent woman. It's a bit different with this relationship, though. With Archer and Rin, there was some sense because Archer is the servant, and he thought Rin was a weak girl. But with Shiro and Saber, Saber is the servant, therefore there's no reason to think she can't do the fighty fight. But it is similar in a weird kind of way, where Archer's like, Rin, you're just a baby, go be a baby. And Shiro's like, oh yeah, Saber, you're a girl who I like, please don't die. It's a bit of different reasoning, but it's the same thing, but different. But the same, but very different. Or maybe Archer wants Saber to die. Well, I mean, yeah, but for the sake of taking them out of the competition. Oh, that's right. That's right. Saber said that she she knows Archer somehow? Somehow. Is that right? Like, Saber never elaborated, but she said that she felt like there was... I don't fully remember what the whole thing was, but Saber said that she somehow sort of a little bit knows Archer to some extent, maybe. Therefore, this Archer maybe feels weird in the presence of that Saber. Maybe seeing Saber gave him his memory back, so maybe he does have his memories back to some extent, and maybe he has awkward feelings about Saber because of that? I automatically answer him back. What's wrong with that? Dash. Saber said in her fight with him, he hesitated really badly when seeing her, indicating he knew her. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. He hesitated. I see. So he got some of his memories back maybe when he saw Saber. Possibly. But she doesn't seem to know much about him? But he knows her, so he's from the lore, but someone that she never knew? Which could show something of a complex. Like Archer maybe felt outclassed by Saber in their time, and wanted to be recognized or be great, but Saber didn't even know who he was? Or something along those lines, possibly. With clear enmity, Archer glares at me. I'm not so sure that he is one of the knights. Because even though him being one of the knights is, the obvious answer is that he's one of the round, but they do that in Fate Zero as well, which is why I don't think that's the case. Because if they did that in Fate Stay Night, I think it unlikely that they would have done it again in Fate Zero. Maybe they did, but I think it's more likely he's from the lore, but not necessarily a knight. I don't know. Not one of the round, I mean. Maybe he was a knight, but not part of the round? How does that lore work again? There's the round table, and then are there knights that aren't in the round table? I forget exactly how the whole lore thing works, but... yeah. With clear enmity, Archer glares at me.
やはりな。小僧の考えそうなことだ。
As I thought, is indeed something a kid like you would think. Which part is something a kid like me would think? Yes, I know Fate Zero came after, that's what I said. If they did it in Fate Stay Night, I'm saying if this Archer is somebody from the lore of, King Arthur, if they did it in Fate Stay Night, then doing it in Fate Zero would be them doing it again. And they did do it in Fate Zero. Therefore, if it was done in Fate Stay Night, then they would be doing it again in Fate Zero, is what I said. Anyways, it's indeed something a kid like you would think.
他人の助けはいらない。できることは全て自分でやる。
There's no need for help from others. I can do everything myself. Wait, are you saying that that's what I think? But that's what you think as well. Because you also didn't want help from Rin initially. Ah. You have a complex of some kind, maybe. Because, yeah, from the lore. Where you wanted to do everything yourself, but it never worked out, or you could only do things with the help of others. But now that you're a hero, you want to do things yourself, or something?
加えて、犠牲者は一人も出したくないか。
On top of that, there can't be any victims, huh?
その思考。
On top of that, there can't be any victims, huh? I'm disgusted with that attitude of yours. Oh, you're disgusted with it because it reminds you of yourself? Does it remind you of yourself because you're Shiro? I mean, Yeah, I'm not saying they can't do it. Of course they could do it. They could both be Knights of the Round. It just seems slightly repetitive, which is why I'm leaning on I would think they're from the lore but not one of them, because that makes what they did in Fate Zero less repetitive, is all I'm saying. And I'm believing in the creativity of stuff. On top of that, there can't be any victims, huh? I'm disgusted with that attitude of yours. I actually do have to stop, though. I'm letting the time get a little away from me. I probably should stop. I wanted to sort of get to a beat, but then I got a little carried away with theorizing about Archer. The rainbow of creativity, exactly. Let me go a couple more lines forward, maybe. There can't be any victims. I'm disgusted with that attitude of yours. You have no reason to tell me that! Maybe because you think I don't deserve to have an attitude like that? Like I'm not nearly strong enough? Like you have an attitude like that, but you think that if I can have an attitude like that, I need to get way stronger to back up my attitude? Archer may legit see his younger self, Shiro, being an idealist knight in legends and myths, but with his death he became a cynic. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. So, exactly, Archer is literally Shiro from the future. If not metaphorically, but like literally, because that's funnier. Because everybody is someone from the future. Like Assassin being Shinji from the future. And Ryder being Sakura from the future. And, Berserker being Taiga from the future. You have no reason to tell me that. I'm just gonna do what I believe is right. You have no reason to complain. You're not my servant.
筋合いはある。同じサーバントとして、セイバーの苦労は理解できるからな。
I have a
お前のよう
reason.
なマスターでは、セイバーの負担も大きかろう。
As a servant just like her, I can understand Saber's troubles. Saber must be a large burden with a master like you. Must bear a large burden. I suppose. But you're not a servant just like her. You are a servant just like them. But you're not just like her. You are a he. Which makes a difference in this situation, given that a lot of this is coming from Shiro's sexism. Yeah. Partly because what he said is true. But even more than that, I cannot stand having this guy say it. Don't kid me, I'm not a burden to Saber, I'm gonna fight in her place, that should be fine! I mean, it's not fine if, you know, you die and she has no say in the matter because she's not allowed to fight. That sounds like a pretty big burden. Very big burden.
戦わなければ傷つかないとでも。サーバントは戦うためだけの存在だ。それから戦いを奪うことこそ冒涜だが。
Are you saying she won't get hurt if she doesn't fight? Servants are beings that only exist to fight. It's an insult to deny fighting to such a being, but telling you that won't do any good. Big difference of Shiro and Archer is Archer's famous quote of "Don't underestimate anyone." Probs indicates that he's not sexist. Well, exactly. That's because Shiro goes through character development before he becomes Archer. He learns in this time that Saber and, you know, Rin and stuff are all cool, and eventually he gets it into his thick skull and then becomes Archer in the future. And that's why he does say don't underestimate people so much, because Shiro gets killed in his life as by a female like Sakura, and so don't underestimate anyone. I don't know. After saying, well, also he got killed in one timeline by Ilya, but he didn't technically get killed. He became a head. He got ahead in life. After saying what he wants, Archer closes his mouth. For a few minutes, Archer and I confront each other silently. And those few minutes is going to last a week, because that's where I'm going to end this video of Let's Fate Stay Night Blind. Archer vs. Shiro. Or are they the same? So, I will see you guys next time on Let's Play Fate Stay Night Blind. Still don't have an outro phrase. See you guys then. If you're watching this on YouTube, know that there's going to be a bit of a break, but I guess it doesn't matter as much for you. But on Twitch, there's going to be like a week break-ish. I will be doing this again next Friday, probably. Definitely Friday, but I'm saying that will probably be the earliest I do it because next week is going to be the week of the Doki. It's going to be Doki, 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 Doki until Doki's done. And if it finishes early, then we might do Fate earlier than that, earlier than Friday. But if not, then we'll just be Dokiing. And then we'll Fate on Friday. So, you know, we'll have a long time for them to awkwardly stare at each other. Not a few minutes, a few days. They're going to stare at each other and it's fun. Anyway, see you guys next time. Still have an outro phrase. Stop recording.